Hello, Cheryl Chapman here, and welcome to the A to Z of how to speak with ... And today we're going to begin with A. So A, how to speak with authenticity. This is the one that I always get a lot from my clients. How do I speak with authenticity, or how do I know if I'm even speaking with authenticity? Well, first of all, let's take a look at what is authenticity. So authenticity is the ability to be able to put your audience, in the case of being a speaker, at ease. Now, I'm sure you've had a situation like this where you've been watching somebody present, maybe in work or maybe on a conference, stage, and you've been listening to them and you've been thinking, there's just something about this person I don't like, doesn't resonate with me. You might have even thought they're talking a load of bollocks, quite frankly, depending whether or not you have the same kind of brain thoughts that I do. So this is lack of authenticity. It's when you're listening to somebody and you're like, I don't really know whether or not I trust this person. Because whenever you are speaking to an audience, whether or not you're sharing a product, a service, or just an idea or a concept for work, well, quite frankly, they've got to trust what you're saying. So how can you do this? Well, I can tell you straight away how not to do it. If you've been with me back in 2012, I'd started my speaker journey. Please, in fact, what I'll do in the group is I'll post up one of my stories so you can see, the reason why I even got into this. And what I thought back in the day was that because I was on stage, darling, one had to speak in a certain way. So you can imagine me trying to be something that I'm not, i.e. posh. And it was so transparent, so uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable, and I'm sure the audience did too. And then, obviously, having a mentor at the time, this guy said to me, I don't know what it is about you, Shez, but when you are on stage, you are all plum in the mouth, and when you sit next to me, you're all Yorkshire pudding. And guess what? It is easier for somebody else to see what the problem is with you. I didn't know. I had no idea that I was putting on this show, trying to be poly fucking perfect. And so I needed somebody else to point that out to me. Now, here's the interesting thing. I actually had to learn how to speak Yorkshire on stage. Sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? So what do I mean by that? Well, what happened was I found that when I got on stage, I still kept going to this kind of voice, the Dame Judi Dench voice. And the problem, of course, with that is that it doesn't suit my character. It isn't me. I'm trying to be somebody else. So I'm not being authentic. So I had to learn how to speak Yorkshire once I went into this place. And so what I used to do was, in my head, I'd have someone at the back of the room flagging, going, like, because I'd gone posh. And I would just in my head go, E by gum. And once I got to gum, it meant that my voice was down here, E by gum. Now, from this space, you can't speak posh. Does that make sense? So how can you learn how to be authentic? Well, the best way of doing this, little tip for the day, is to record yourself. Record yourself speaking naturally. So let's say, for example, just, every now and again, just put the record on your phone. Listen to how you're speaking to your friends, your family, your kids, your colleagues, just in an everyday conversation. And then record yourself when you're doing a presentation. And you will see, if you are not being authentically you, that there is a difference in the voice. And then you know that this is a situation that you've got. So now it's about learning the tools, for example, like the E by gum, how to be able to get back into that space that is genuinely you. So that's how you sound authentic. Of course, there are many other ways of being authentic on stage and off stage, but we'll talk about those later. Hope that's helped you for today. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.